And everything is gonna be all right, and everything is gonna be all right. Think it won't. Everything is gonna be all right. All right, y'all, let's go.
Since it appears you're
We
calling
ready?
back into a live show, we are
I think we
reconnecting
ready.
now.
Yeah. And it's going down. You know how it really sounds. And it's going going down now. It's gonna be all right. We do this thing on a Sunday, and our sights are on where we trying to go. We focus like a muff. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, yo. And yo, it's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, and y'all are down with that's Sun 75, and we do it live every day. We don't really try to play with y'all. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, and we talking about when please don't leave me becomes a real thing. Now, in a lot of y'all lives, y'all gonna say that please don't leave me has never been a real thing, and it will never be a real thing. And I understand that, but you never know what life is gonna deal to you. You never know what life is gonna show you. You never know when it might be a situation where you might actually have to beg somebody to stay. And there are different situations where this can happen, and none of them might be a desirable situation for you. But why is it that some people can freely beg like it ain't nothing, and for the rest of us, it makes our stomach turn to even think about ever begging somebody to stay in any capacity, begging. Well, we hear our love singers sing this stuff all the time. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't leave. And we bought those records and we went to go see those concerts. So somebody is saying something that we can relate to, if for no other reason that they made a decent song about it. And most of the lyrics that come out of a song are born out of real life experiences. So we're gonna get into that today. Oh yes, we're gonna go get it. Oh, a little tongue tied, but we're gonna get it together. We're gonna get it together, y'all. Urban Therapy with Sun Show. When please don't leave me became a real thing. Has it ever become a real thing for you, Queen or King? Well, it might just have. We're gonna talk about it right now, right on the app. I am Sun 75, and we live and direct, and we gonna protect our hearts and mind. But we find that we have to make adjustments. We gonna do this thing, and I'm busted. So we're gonna discuss this thing today. When please don't leave me became a real thing. It might become a real thing to you today. It might become a real thing to you today. Because what we're really talking about when we say that please don't leave me becomes a real thing, we're talking about trying to hold on to something that is trying to hold on to something that's trying to separate itself from us. That's all we're really talking about. And many of us have been in those situations, but the way we may have handled those situations are different. I think as we become older and we start to I think when our ego kicks in, we start to grow, we start to learn, we start to get our feelings hurt, we start to learn what what uh what feelings even really mean. You know what I'm saying? As we become more relationship toughened and hardened and experienced, I think that we start to let our pride start to dictate the way that we run our lives, even in times when our pride is saying, or should I say, our heart is saying, is it a crime? Is it a crime that I still want you? And I want you to want me too. And Sade said, love is stronger than pride. I won't pretend that I intend to stop living. I won't pretend. That song was real. Because love is stronger than pride. So when you love something, you cherish something, you value something, the likelihood that you're going to try to keep it around, keep it in your life, keep it in your space is way higher than if you are cool towards something or something is just okay to you. You know what I mean? So where are we when we start talking about when please don't leave me becomes a real thing? Some of us have said it. Some of us were crying when we said it. What the hell? Well, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I don't even know what that was to do. To do. To do. But yeah. You know, getting into these situations in life where you really have your time, your mind, your heart invested. That's when things start to really get real to you. That's when things start to heat up. That's when you start to see things for what they really are. It's a serious thing. It's mad serious. So we can pretend all day that, you know, we would never beg anybody to stay. And for some people, it's real. Like, I would probably say for me, I'm like, nah, I ain't begging nobody to stay. That don't mean that I never wanted to do it. You know, sometimes we turn our emotions inward. We turn them inward so it can yield a different result. See what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, instead of begging somebody to stay, because like my dad always told me, one thing my dad always told me, he said once you have to beg somebody to stay, they're already gone. That's the logical part. That's the logical part. And sometimes you have to ask yourself, is that all the way true? Is that 100% all the way true? Is it 100% authentic? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Is that really real? Is that 100% real? I don't know. I don't know of too many situations where where something is consistent from A to Z, from beginning to end, from alpha to omega, without any variation. Shoot, we see videos. I've seen videos. Some of y'all might have seen this video where a cat scared an alligator and a bear. A cat, a house cat, you know, an alley cat, a regular domestic American domestic cat. Maybe, I don't know if it was American domestic because well, it could have been. I don't know. But yeah, scared the alligator or the crocodile, whatever, into going back into the water. Did the same thing with a seal. Did the same thing. Chased a bear off. A grizzly bear, a bear. Is that real? Is that real? Well, I don't know. I don't know. So as we get into these things and we start talking about these kind of topics, these topics actually make people uncomfortable. They do. These songs make people uncomfortable. Well, no, the songs don't make people uncomfortable. The situations make people uncomfortable. Like, I don't ever want to be in those situations where I got to beg somebody, where I got to plead with somebody, where I got to, yeah, nobody wants to be in those situations. But plenty of times we find ourselves in those situations. All right, let's get into it. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday, kinda, from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30 issues because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Son752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. So this is the Urban Therapy with Son Show. And we're talking about when please don't leave me becomes a real thing. When please don't leave me becomes a real thing. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? T. Carey Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples go directly into your site. And Carol Chamberlain, my best friend. Mi favorita. It's always great to see you. And Mia Cunningham. What's going on? How you feeling? Yo, thanks for coming on through. And she says, those songs will have you on your knees crying and shaking. Well, damn. I pipe down it. but you know what? When you feel it, you feel you. When you feel it, you really feel it. You know. I tell y'all something. Hold up. Carol Chamberlain says, "Hi, Omar," and she didn't get a notification. Like, look, you know they be fronting. Look, yesterday they took away my monetization, but they still had them commercials up though. Those commercials up though. TK Wright says it's not 100% true because sometimes people need to be reassured that you actually care. That I know that's true. Here's the thing though. Will you be in a position to be able to reverse it? Like if a person tells you that they're leaving, are they telling you the truth or are they giving you a warning? You know what I'm saying? And you probably have to audit your own feelings. You probably have to do take an inventory on how deep your feelings are for somebody and your need. You know, most of us don't want to need nothing. You know, our ego tells us, nah, I don't need nothing. All I need is air, water, and food. That's all. Everything else is a want. So yeah, I want you, baby, but I don't need you. Oh yeah? Okay. Here go to the illest part though. We want them. I mean, we only want to want them, but we want them to need us. In the beginning, you might have it set up so you only want them to want you. But as time goes on, you want them to need you. But you never want to need them because needing them, first of all, talks about your vulnerability. It talks about your independence as far as your ability to get something for yourself. And when we start talking about your emotions, when we start talking about your feelings, it's the hardest thing for you to control, but it's the thing that you want under control the most. So let's say it's a situation where somebody, hold up. You know, you kind of have to walk it back. You kind of have to walk it back. Because first of all, why does the person want to leave in the first place? Are they leaving because they have a roving eye? You know, like my man MC Shan said back in the day. You'll find the right one day, you'll see. But I'm the type of woman that must be free. TK, right? Appreciate me some you. She says, thanks for the super chat. Depends on the person. If I ever tell my man that I'm leaving, I better be sure my ex BF, the door is always my ex B. I better be sure my ex boyfriend, the door is always open. Oh, okay. I know what BF is, but so with your ex, the door is always open. Okay. Well, you know what a lot of people they always. I mean, a lot of people say that the door is closed for the ex. Like, nah, we ain't. No, no, no. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. But all right, so let's take the situation where somebody wants to separate from you, break up with you, divorce you, whatever the case may be. You probably have to take it back to the essence of when y'all got together, and or the middle, when things between, take a little a little audit of what happened to make them want to go. Like, if they're the type of person that really just doesn't like commitment, or they really just don't want to be involved, that's one thing. If they're the type of person that really gives their all and really tries to ingrain themselves to somebody and really get serious about a relationship, and they want to leave you, you might have to look at yourself to see what you did to make them want to go. Because I'm thinking that the person that is very serious in a relationship, once they decide that they're ready to go, they probably ain't playing around. I don't know if all the asking in the world is going to help. I don't know if all the begging in the world is going to work. I don't know that. I don't know. Okay, TK right says, difference with approach depending on the partner. My ex-boyfriend would definitely take me back. My current would be done with me. Okay, I could dig that. I could dig that. That's a, you know what? Yeah, because your ex probably will take you back because, well, not knowing your situation. But what if it was your decision to separate from your ex? I would think that would probably be the only situation where an ex would want you back, is if you were the one who terminated the relationship when they wanted to stay. And that's what we're really talking about. Trying to stay in a situation where somebody wants to leave. You're here. They're here, but they want to be over here. Now, when I thought about this show was born out of, I was listening to me some Keith Sweat the other day. And you know, everybody is always complaining about how much Keith Sweat begs. Keith Sweat don't have no bones. He makes no bones about being like, don't leave me, baby. I was listening to if you really, really want it. The song is called Get Up On It. Then you gotta get up on it. Something like that. I'm messing up the lyrics a little bit. Even though I listen, I mean, there's no reason I should mess up the lyrics because I know the song. I listen to the song often. But at near the end of the song, when he ad-libbing and stuff, he's like, don't leave me, baby. And Keith Sweat is always begging. There you go, telling me no again. There you go. But he made millions and millions off of begging. You ain't gonna tell me he profited that much off of begging and he was the only one begging. You mean to tell me that Everybody went and bought Keith Sweat's albums and played his songs and requested them on the radio because he was singing about something that nobody agreed with. That's what you gonna tell me? TK Right says, nope. My ex-boyfriend broke off, but immediately regretted it. Oh wow. Oh. Oh. Well, what about a situation where somebody breaks up with you to try to send a message? But that's not really wanting to leave. So if somebody breaks up with you to try to send you a message, like, listen, I'm not here to be played with. I'm not here to be messed around with. I'm not here to be running game and all of that kind of stuff, or have game ran on me. So I feel like you're putting me in a position where first of all, you put me in a position that I don't like. That's number one. Number two, I don't feel like you're taking me seriously. Number three, you're taking me for granted. So I don't know how much each individual will put up with that before they probably say, all right, run that. Run that. We done that. Run that. We're done that. It's going to be different for different people. So if a person has spent years in a relationship where they have been taken for granted, where they've been abused, where they've been lied to, where they've been cheated on, where they have had to forgive a person time and time again, and where these things have been repetitive, they're probably really ready to go when they say that they're ready to go. It's different. It's mad different. It's different than a situation where somebody might have just been angry, frustrated, and maybe even impulsive. I don't know about y'all, but I know people who break up and get back together all the time. I know plenty of people who love that drama. They love that back and forth. They love that. Yeah, well, this, that. They like that. That's their thing. So you have to take them into consideration. So those people, how you tell a person, or when a person is really just blowing off steam, you might be like, you ain't going nowhere. They're like, yes, I am. You're like, no, you're not. You ain't going. All right, go ahead. In certain situations where people are not being paid attention to, they might, bust a quick move, see where you coming from. Personally, I've seen all kinds of off the wall crazy shit happen. Um, I've known situations where people threaten suicide. They wasn't killing themselves. It's a dangerous game to play. It's not cool, but I've seen it done. I've seen it done more than once. I've seen situations. Man, I've seen situations where a person faked their death. Maybe I shouldn't say they faked their death. Maybe I should say that they faked a fatal injury. Yeah. So it was something like a suicide that was going to be presented like a homicide. She told the nigga. She told the nigga. Well, which this is what she did. And it shit still pisses me off to this day. This didn't happen to me, but it happened to somebody so close to me that it really just it made me so mad. Because I don't know if y'all have ever dealt with somebody who was in a toxic situation, and I don't use that word. I don't use that word a lot, but this that has been in a. I don't know if y'all know somebody who was in a toxic situation, but had a thing for the toxicity. They was sort of like addicted or attracted to the toxicity, like a moth to a flame. You know, a moth is a dry, flying bug. If a flame touches a moth a little bit, that moth is going up in flames. It can't survive a burn at all. But this person got her kids to call this nigga and tell him that she was in the hospital with a gunshot wound to the head. And the police are suspecting that it was him who did it. He's all in a frenzy. Like, I was with her last. She must have shot herself, and they're thinking that I did it. I'm like, what you been watching, Matlock or Perry Mason or one of those old shows where people get killed and there's hardly any blood? Like, a gunshot wound never looks like, I'm sorry, a gunshot wound from somebody else never looks like a suicide. A suicide never looks like a gunshot wound from somebody else. Forensic will work that out with the quickness. Mia says, I've definitely been impulsive out of frustration and regretted it. Didn't really want to go anywhere, but was frustrated and didn't know how to express it. It happens. Not everybody is ready to go when they say they're ready to go. You might be ready to make it right. And this person might not be on that same type time. They might not be on that same type time. So where what you were looking for was to light a fire under them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But that's another humbling experience, because when it doesn't work, now where you were looking for somebody to be the beggar, you might end up being the one that's doing the begging. That's not how I drew it up. So is this, nonetheless, when please don't leave me becomes a real thing. Please don't. What about when please don't come back becomes a real thing? Yo, get up out. And you know, that's the illest shit. If you've ever been in a situation where you were the one that broke it off and then tried to go back, like, yo, everything good. And they like, nah, I think you need to hang out for a little while. That's what I think. Because in these situations, when first of all, you know how men are. And maybe not all men. I'm not qualified to speak for all men, but I'm going to do it anyway. You know how men are. Oh, me, like, what the hell? Oh, no, that situation was real. And it was realer than that. That's only some of the trifling. I was too close to this situation. I was way too close to this situation. I was closer to this situation than I could ever want to be in my life. But sometimes when people are close to you, they will involve you in the things that are close to them. So you like, what am I doing here? It's like going to a gang meeting and you ain't in the gang. Like, I hope y'all ain't trying to jump me in because I ain't joining. But you know, if you already in the meeting, you ain't leaving that meeting without being part of that gang or without, you know what I mean? You could mess around and lose your life. What a terrible time to go to a meeting. Anyway, in a situation where you may have been just trying to light a spark under somebody, or whip them into shape and all of that, and let them know, you got a good thing over here, and they like, So what you do is you tell them, all right, well, I'm out of here. Most men think that when a woman leaves, that she already has something set up. Social media tells us all the time, when a woman leaves a man, she always has. Let social media tell it. A woman never leaves a relationship just to air out, chill out, cool out. She always got a backup plan. Let social media tell it. A woman can never get frustrated enough to go ahead and go out on her own. Let social media tell it. Shirley Sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, ma? Good to see me some you. But yeah, let social media tell it. A woman always has a man set up better than the man she left. Let social media tell it. And it don't help that a lot of women foster this same type of thinking, because a lot of women be like, well, when a man cheats, when a man cheats on a woman, what do they normally say? First of all, they want to have a look at the girl. They want to see if she's cute or not. And she's never cute enough for the current girl. You know what I mean? So it's always like, well, if you're going to cheat on me, at least cheat with somebody that's worthy, somebody that's better than me. You cheating with these bum ass, these mud duck, and I'm like, so let women and social media tell it. A woman always cheats up. The man she cheats with, if she's cheating or if she's leaving her man, is always better looking, taller, better built, richer, more responsible, got his shit together way more. Always, right? Even before social media, we was hearing that. Yeah, when a woman cheats, she always gets a man that's better than her current man. And he's just ready to go. I'm like, okay. Well, I've seen it differently. But on the argument that a man should cheat his way up, when you peel back all the layers, you don't give a shit whether she was a superstar or whether she was a welfare queen. It don't matter. If you still want to be with your man, you're going to be upset that he cheated. All that other stuff is extra shit. That's for the crowd. That's for your friends. That's for your cousins. That's for your sisters. That's for the neighbors. That's for anybody who will listen to your story. I get it. But show me a situation where a man cheated and the woman was better looking than his girl or his wife, had more going on than his girl or his wife, because it happens, it definitely happens. Where his girl congratulated him like, yo, I would have left me for Beyonce too. You got it, homie. Yo, let me give you a pound. Let me give you a pound. Yeah. I lost that one, but if I gotta lose, let me lose to Beyonce. Wouldn't matter if your man cheated with Lizzo. Wouldn't matter if your man cheated with Lizzo. Like, you left me for Lizzo? Yeah. He like fat Jones. He left you, he left you for Lizzo. Like, she got it going on. She's fat, expressive, and rich. Very, very, very rich. Extremely rich and talented. Sing her ass off. Knows how to play a flute. Got it going on. You ain't gonna congratulate him for cheating on you with nobody. When you don't want to lose something that you have, that's the way that you're going to carry it. That's the way you're going to play it. That's the way the situation is going to roll. So peep it out. What we got? What we got? When please don't leave me becomes a real thing. Yeah, here go Carol. if you're going to cheat, at least try to upgrade. Well, the thing is, in the mind of the cheater, that's the upgrade. He's getting what he wanted. He's not going to get who you want. What you going to do? Choose your cheater? Like, listen, babe, I know you out here, you know, I know you running wild. I know you don't have a faithful bone in your body. But listen, I've decided outside of calling for a threesome, I've decided that I'm going to choose who you get with. That way, it'll make it better for all parties involved. That way, you know, mentally, I can still rock with you and everything. So listen, I went shopping today for you some chicks. I got some pictures. You know, I'm gonna give you a phone. I got some pictures of some chicks that you like. If you're going to cheat, and I know you're going to cheat, I got some, like, what you think of her? Her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you like her, and she with it too, and she say she a freak and all of that. Even though I'm not sure, I don't want nobody freakier than me. You know, like, that's not what we doing. That's not what we doing. When you want to hold on to something, you're going to try your best to hold on to it, whether your pride says so or not. Your pride doesn't always dictate the direction that you're going to go in. Doesn't always work that way. So sometimes you have to do your best to try to exercise enough self-control to whereas you can work the situation out. Because in any situation where you're invested, you're gonna strike for a compromise. That's how that's gonna go. But will you be put in a situation where you are begging somebody not to leave? Please, baby, please don't leave me. Please. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Shout out to Mike from no, that was the bull. That was the bull YA. Oh my God. Oh my God. all a Boys to Men songs was begging not to leave, please. Now that we've come to the end of the road, I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. Yeah. They sold more than any other R&B group, right? And I think that was probably their biggest hit. Emily Dunlap in the house. I said, Emily, what's going on, man? She said hello to who love me, even the ones that don't. That's what's up. But yeah, so but this is deeper than that, because I don't want to leave without saying this. It's not always about a lover leaving you or whatever. And I gotta go into this because it's a real thing. You know, we might balk and protest and preach against somebody begging a lover to stay, begging a spouse to stay. We might say, nah, you ain't got to do that. You know what I mean? You know, you bigger than, when we encourage our people, when we try to empower our people, we tell them, nah, you ain't, you know what I mean? You got this going on, you got that going on. You ain't gotta settle for less. You can. We never concentrate on what that person wants. We concentrate on what we want for that person. But what I found is that what you will deny that you would do in one situation, you would probably more than willingly do and encourage others to do in another situation. How many of y'all, well, let me put it this way. Who has never begged God for something? And since we're talking about please don't leave me becomes a real thing. Who has ever had a loved one that was dying? And every night and every day and every chance you got, you begged God, you prayed to God and begged him and pleaded with him to spare the life of the person that was dying. Please don't take him away, God. Please, please, please let my dad live. Please let my mom live. Please let my kids live. Please let my aunt live. Please let my friend live. Please, please. Carol says, that would be me, sadly. It ain't sad. We've all done it. And we did it daily. We did it for weeks. We did it for months. We did it until the person was gone. And then for some of us, we questioned our faith after that. Like, you ain't have to take him. You ain't have to take her. Maybe prayer don't work. Of course, mentally we could work it out, better than that. But in the moment, your feelings are saying what they saying. All I needed to, I don't be asking you for nothing, God. I be doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? And I don't be lying. I don't be cheating. I don't be stealing. I don't be doing nothing wrong. You know, I mind my business and all of that kind of stuff. And you couldn't spare. You couldn't. I mean, come on. You couldn't do me this one little solid. You know I need my mom in my life. You know I need my dad in my life. You know I needed this person. You know how I felt about my spouse. Why you had to take them away? You couldn't give them just a little bit longer, a little bit more time. Bottom line is, you'll beg for God that you never met, never talked to you physically, but people that you know have been with, have had sex with, or have been around in significant ways for years. We like, nah, I ain't begging you. You're not worthy. You're not worthy. Stacey White says, I never beg for nothing but my health. Nonetheless, if you begging for your health, you're begging that your health don't leave you, right? Please, please let me stay healthy for the duration. Please, 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 please. In life, there are always going to be circumstances that humble us. And we fear being humble. We don't want to be humble. We want to be strong. Knowing damn well you ain't strong inside, you weak. But as long as you're the only one who knows that you're weak inside, I mean, it's cool. And I agree with that. As long as you're the only person that knows how weak you are for something or someone, we good. The foolish part is that we think it doesn't come out. We think nobody can see it. I fooled him again. I got him. Got him. Got him. Got him again, baby. I got him again. Shirley Cheryl says, hold on. Let me get right. Carol Chamberlain says, that part is our selfishness when we just can't come to terms with them leaving. Yeah. And that's why sometimes being selfish is okay. It's okay when it's okay, and when it's not, it's not. Being selfish is only not okay when it don't work. When it works, you just mad because you can't do it. Learn how to do it, and then you'll be all right. Right now, I'm doing it. Shirley Cheryl says, I've done that plenty of times and still do. I know I know we all have to go sometimes, but I thank God for my mom every day. When that day comes, I'll need anyone and everyone who considers me as a friend. Man, listen. I learned a whole lot about myself watching my pop die last year. And I ain't new to death. I've been around so much death. I ain't even old to death. So I'm like, I'm watching him and I'm like, because I know he wanted to go. I know I couldn't even save him. So I gotta beg God to not only save him, but I gotta beg God to make him want to be alive. So I'm not accountable for keeping him alive when he want to go. So what I was really asking God to do was take away his pain. Because if he wasn't in pain no more, then he would want to be alive. Yo, let him walk again. If he walks again, he'd be cool. Once he lost his legs, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. I was with my dad when he took his last step. I was with him when what would be his last step was taken. And I saw that look on his face and I said, God damn. Because I had to pick him up. And I was proud as fuck to pick him up. I was proud that it was me to be there to pick him up. But what I couldn't do was pick him up. You understand what I'm saying? Physically, I could pick him up. But mentally and emotionally, I couldn't pick him up. He was down for the count. I could have pinned him 1, 2, 3, or I could have counted him out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that shit, it severed away at me like, fuck. Oh, damn. I just sacrificed my monetization. Rats. They don't be wanting you to curse. We'll see. But yeah. You know, like so. But yeah, I begged and pleaded every night during the day when I went to go see him. Like, I need this man. Please, yo, take anybody else, not this. What? 84 years old. He ain't old enough. He's still young. You know what I mean? You know, it's tough. But, and listen, y'all, I don't want to sound, I don't want to sound sacrilegious and I don't want to sound blasphemous or anything. But to be honest with you, I've never prayed for somebody
90 seconds.
I've never prayed for the health of somebody and they made it. They all died. Just keeping it a buck. They all died. But it never shook my faith in God, and it never made me still keep trying. And that's only because I have the understanding that there's a plan that's greater than the one that I had. Yeah, I can want whatever I want for my situation, but I realize that me as a mere mortal being can't expect an immortal higher power to play by the rules that I want. He already has the plan. I fit into his plan. He doesn't fit into mine. You know what I'm talking about? So, but it's a crazy thing where you will beg God to take away your pain, to spare somebody's life, to take away your bad feelings and make you comfortable, make you feel protected, and even spare your life. Plenty of people have been in accidents, or somebody was going to kill them or whatever, and they beg God right then and there, please, please. Sometimes, sometimes it worked. I don't know if it worked because of what they did, but it worked. I mean, bottom line is they still are here amongst the living. But for me, they all died. Anytime any of my friends, and that goes for anybody. You know how people send you, stuff like please pray for my daughter. This happened, that happened, whatever. I'll be praying for them for real. Like, I don't just be saying that shit. People be like, yeah, prayers up, I got you. Now I be doing it for real. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Bottom line is, sometimes it works out for the best, and sometimes we got to go on with our lives. Most of the time, we have to go on with our lives. So that's when please don't leave me becomes a real thing. Yeah. When please don't leave me becomes a real thing. We'll pray to God, or we'll plead with God. We'll beg God for something. But your man or your woman, like, nah, we know they're going to talk shit about us begging them. And you got to really think about that. Here you are concentrating on your pride instead of what you actually want. Some of us have had to plead for somebody to not leave in other situations. When somebody moves away, not everybody takes separation the same. You know what I mean? Some people don't deal with separation very well. Some people suffer from separation anxiety. So when somebody gets a job and they move down south or away somewhere, sometimes people be like, no, don't move. Why? What you know what I mean? Why you moving? Like, why you got? Because, I got this opportunity over here. I'm still going to visit. I'm still going to come. Like, plenty of people have been begged not to go. Like, man, don't go. We can set you up decent here. You ain't got to go over there. It's the same begging. It's the same premise. It's the same action. You might have really meant it too. Carol says separation is hard if you really care about the person. Hell yeah. Without a doubt. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Son Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we talking about when Please Don't Leave Me becomes a real thing. Please don't leave me. Please, baby, 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 please. James Brown said he wasn't too proud to beg. Made a lot of money. Did a lot of shows. Had a lot of fans because he wasn't too proud to beg. Please, 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 please. You ain't gonna tell me that nobody else out here begging except for the hardest working man in show business. You ain't gonna tell me that people bought all those records to hear about something that they don't do. Stacey White says, I have to take a, I don't know what that means. I'm used to it. Emily says, they can leave if they want to. I'm not King George. the train is going to keep on rolling. Yeah, that's true. That don't mean that that's the way you felt at the time. I don't mean that's the way that you felt at the time. And I get it. I get it. Don't nobody want to be seen as no beggar. Yeah, I mean, we all want to appear to be strong. You know what I mean? We want to be seen as the protector. That shit don't really matter though. When you know inside you mush. You ain't nothing but oatmeal inside. And you swear that people can't see it. I mean, shoot. People have told me, a nigga like me, I've been called heartless plenty of times. That I don't give a plenty of times. Like people really believe that about me. If I told people like I'm sensitive, you know what I mean? Like I get my feelings hurt like anybody else, they'd be like, and people who know me know that's true. They be like, yeah, you might get your feelings hurt, but you don't get your feelings hurt like other people do. You know what I'm saying? So I know that if I felt it and people don't think that I've felt it, I know other people have felt it also. You know, somewhere along the line, we get discouraged about begging somebody not to leave. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling y'all go out and beg somebody not to leave. If anything, I would be saying don't put people in the position where they would want to leave. Damn, Carol, appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate me some you. Y'all keep me laced, man. You know what I mean? Y'all the greatest. You the greatest. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, T. Carey Wright. Appreciate y'all. Mucho. Shirley Cheryl says, I know I have lots of strength physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Like the song say, when I'm up, then I'm up. When I'm down, then I'm down. Bottom line, I do what it takes. That's true. We all got to go on. But this is part of going on. You know, if you beg somebody and it works, that might just become your method. If you beg somebody and it doesn't work, then you learn from that. And you can learn in a number of ways. You may learn that begging is not not the thing to do, not for you. Or you may learn that you got to pick your situations where you're going to beg a little bit more wisely. You may just learn that hopefully somebody doesn't try to humiliate you for begging them to stay. It's funny though, because some of the hardest acting, most toxic people have turned to pudding when somebody left them. They could have been leaving. I mean, they could have been sad because their gravy train was leaving, because their place to stay was leaving, because their financial situation was leaving. It doesn't matter. You sure woke up fast when somebody was like, deuces, I'm chucking up the deuces. Cal says, trying to give you gas money. It helps. It helps. Like, look, I just filled up yesterday. And you know, gas is going up again. You know, that little thing going on with OPEC and all of that, it ain't a good look. It's a, you know what I mean? Gas about the, you know what I mean? Gas is about the, you know what I mean? Y'all better fill up now. Because in these next couple of weeks, not that it's going to last all them weeks, but, you know, got to get it while it's still, I don't want to say why it's still cheap, because it's still over $3. Like, I ain't feeling that. That ain't cheap. Carol says, living is part of going on. Just live your life as happily as you can. That's what I was trying to say. While I was saying that I got, you know, I'm a little scattery up here. But what I was trying to say is, if you beg somebody and it doesn't work, you will really learn what moving on is all about. Because now you don't have any choice. You got to move on. You got to go forward. You got to do better. It's not a choice for you anymore. So, okay. Carol says, yes, indeed. I noticed it a few days ago. At Sam's, it was $3.48. Now it's $3.55. It's going to inch up. It's going to be right back over $4 soon. I don't want to speak that into existence, but they already warned us. It's coming. They ain't playing. Stacy says, the only thing I ever asked for was my health. I swear. Okay. Well, you know, a lot of things are the only things that we ever do until we keep living. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious October 9th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special, because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, my man, my mellow, Reek Ali, who has recently returned back to Facebook. My man, Tariq, turning 57 years old today. And also Nicole Williams, happy birthday to you. And also Amara Mamalaka Bay, turning 54 years old today. Get my dyslexic on. Okay, and also Sherry Horsey Darden, turning 53 years old today. And Ella De Classe, turning 32 years old today. And Laquita Cade, turning 47 years old today. And Robin Edwards, happy birthday to you. And my man Del Pryor, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, turning 80 years old today, milestone like a mug, Daniel Smith, hailing from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious October 9th. I hope that today finds you in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, check it out, peep gang, peep gang, peep gang. Okay, so when you have to, when please don't leave me becomes a real thing. It can become a real thing to you in a variety of ways. And that's whether you express it outright or if you turn it inward and only say it to yourself or say it to God or say it to somebody who can't say it. Whether you say it to God or say it to somebody who can't say that you ever said it. Doesn't really matter. If you feel it, you feel it. You ain't wrong for feeling it. And the way that we express it, we didn't even get into the nastiness of it. When some people won't go when they really need to go, or when you ask somebody to stay who really needs to go, or when somebody won't let you go when you are already gone. We ain't getting into all that. It's a whole nother show. It's actually this show, but we ain't got to do all that. Sure, in some situations, somebody is already gone by the time you have to beg them not to go. But we always have to look at our own behavior when we talk about anybody leaving any situation. You know what I mean? What did I do? What did I do to make them stay? What did I do to make them go? What can I do to settle this situation and get it to the point where it is good for all parties involved? If that's what you are interested in doing. Nonetheless, life is a humbling thing, and we're all going to get humbled by a situation sometime in our lives. Peace to all my day ones and my everydays and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night for another Daily Go Getimism show, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all come on through. Come holler at your boy. I want y'all to have a great day. I'm about to watch the Eagles game in a little while. You know what I mean? A little while. So y'all do the damn thing. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. All right, so let's get on up out of here. So Blog Talk, I'ma get you out of here. Yeah.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Okay. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. I holla. Peace, y'all.